as well as a rise to militia groups. But the one thing we're good at as cynics is to call on the government and call on the world to crucify these bastards for taking up arms. Crucify these bastards for becoming criminals, without stopping to understand the core reason for these acts. I'm not in any way supporting or condoning militia groups or kidnappings or criminal activities in Nigeria and of course anywhere in the world. But sometimes when people have exhausted every means of peaceful negotiations in trying to get something substantive from, in this case, the oil companies, from their own land, by the way, they end up resulting to the one thing that they think would get the world, and as well as the oil companies, to listen to them. And that's violence. It's inevitable. You cannot change it. The people in the US Gulf, with Louisiana being the most affected state, have at least their homes to go back to, clean water to drink, cook the food, and well-functioning washrooms to bathe and defecate. Whilst the majority of the people in the Niger Delta region can only dream of these luxuries. And note, many of these indigents live on top of the waters, praying every day for God's intervention on their behalf one day with these everlasting oil spills. Now, there are reports which claim that the US government has said it would only support the Nigerian president, Dr. Goodluck Jonathan Speed, for another term in office if only his administration would prosecute and or extradite those that are involved in the alleged $180 million fraud that was committed against Halliburton Corporation in Nigeria. It is imperative that the aforementioned is articulated because it unravels all the more the watchful eyes of some in the American government as well as other Western and Asian governments on Nigeria. And it also highlights the implicitly close attention that they pay to their interest in Nigeria. Follow me now. But it seems almost too glaring that these nations have contracted what I call an oversight deficiency when it comes to the humanitarian and natural disasters occurring every day in the Niger Delta region. Would it not have been nice and noteworthy if the American government, in the same fate, had called upon the Nigerian government to also prosecute oil corporations for taking away the livelihood of millions of people, causing their untimely deaths? Some of these people not having to live to even see their kids grow, much less live to see the children's children, which is the dream of every human on earth, and turning their kids into armed bandits and monsters. This is a region with an abundance of crude oil. Yet no good schools, no hospitals, no good roads, food, even electricity in these areas. These are areas where oil is being prospected every day. Yet the people living in these communities are without electricity. But multinational corporations like Halliburton, Chevron, Shell, ExxonMobil, Egypt Oil, ELF, Total, AP, etc. continue to drill, baby, drill, and make billions of dollars from oil profits, while the immediate next door neighbors, who happen to be the host communities and owners of the land and waters, continue to wallow in an ever decreasing state of acute dystopia. In an ever decreasing state of acute dystopia. For those of you who haven't, please find time. Take a trip to the Niger Delta region. Take a trip to a region that brings billions of dollars to the overall economic growth of the world, and see how the indigents live. You would agree with me that it's in a state of acute dystopia. Who's going to die with the people of the Niger Delta? Who's going to die with them? How can the world remain so stoical while these innocent people die this death alone in their millions? As many may know, the worst thing you can ever do to a human being, or even an animal, is take away his or her source of livelihood and continue to deprive him or her of the ability to provide for his family. The worst thing you can ever do to a human being, and even an animal. This is the death that has befallen the people of the Niger Delta. I have lived in this region, and I have died this death with them. It is a painful and poignant death. It is a death you don't want to die. Yet they die while the world sits idly by with its arms folded. And it begs for the question, what has gone wrong with our world? Where's that sense of togetherness? Please visit my website www.youthsforchange.org or com, or www.nigerianyouthsforchange.com or org, to learn or brainstorm on ways that we can bring about lasting and meaningful solution and change to these issues that we face in Nigeria. Because I believe one day, soon, the change that has eluded us for many, many years would surely come to Nigeria. The other generations tried, but maybe some of them failed, or maybe they did not try enough. But one thing is certain: our generation will not sit idly by and watch these atrocities happen to our citizens, as well as citizens of the world. Again, the website is www.youthsforchange.com or org, or www.nigerianyouthsforchange.com or .org. Or you can follow us on Twitter at 1millionyouthsforchange.com. Also visit us on Facebook at 1 Million Youth for Change in Nigeria. Just type it on your search engine and it will pop up. Thank you. Until we meet again, God bless you and God bless our world. Thank you.